What's going on, everybody? My name is Kirby Love.
What's going on? My name is Irvin Forbes.
And welcome to the Instant Podcast. This is a podcast where we help you change the way you show up instantly. Listen, today we're going to be talking about something, man, me and bro have been talking about for a long time. Probably over the past couple of weeks, we've had this conversation about killing the niche mindset. I think we should dive into killing the niche mindset first.
Let's do it.
We're going to dive into that, man, and help y'all understand exactly what we're talking about, because there's a lot of people who have been influenced by influencers, and I could tell you for sure that I have been influenced
100%
by plenty of influence. There's some things that I've purchased.
Yeah. On the spot.
Because somebody else said this is the way to go, this is the thing to do. And then when I actually got it and I started learning more and growing more in my particular area or my field, I started realizing, like, I really didn't even need this. I should have just did X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
So when we talk about killing the niche mindset, this is exactly what we're going to talk about. All right. A lot of times we look at influencers and how they carry themselves, and they're having success on social media and different platforms and things like that. And one of the things that we do is we listen to when they say, listen, just find your niche, find you one thing to focus on. But I've learned, me as a creator, and there are a lot of people who are multi-talented. They have several gifts, they have several abilities. And if you get boxed into the niche mindset, then you limit yourself from what you're actually able to do overall. What you think about that?
I agree. My journey starting out was coming across a YouTube video, coming across someone who was influential.
Yeah.
And that's how I started my journey with picking up a camera. And I bought a lot of things that I was influenced to buy. And then I bought a lot of things that, I just thought I needed. Not realizing that I'm just buying and buying. So then year go around, I'm like, man, I didn't actually need that. So I really feel like, that's something I learned within the first year about myself, is that I'm easily influenced.
Yeah.
Now I want to go into year 2, because that's really how it worked, man. 2020 is when a lot of this happened for me. Then like that next year, 2021, I started becoming really focused and locked in on, like, what do I actually need to do exactly what I need to do to serve the people I want to serve creatively.
I think you said something like good right there too, like just being influenced and buying and stuff. Like, we realize how much money we waste, right? Being influenced. Man. So imagine how much time you will waste trying to be only one of 5 or 6 different things about you.
Yep. So,
and what happens is, over time, some people get to a place where they try to focus on that one thing, and then they become fatigued with it.
Yep.
Because they have multiple dynamics of who they are. And while they want to use all of the dynamics of who they are, be all of who they are, they spent so much time just trying to focus on the one thing, because successful influencers have said, just focus on one niche. And when you grow that niche, and then you do this. And I was actually, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I was falling for the niche mindset. And the more I tried to niche down, it felt like the more I started regressing. Because while I want to do so many things, because I can do it effectively, efficiently, like professionally, I'm limiting what I can do overall, because I'm just trying to do this one thing. And then what it also goes back to is our mindset. Because ultimately, when you start killing parts of who you are, now you have to question the motive behind you trying to focus on the niche. Is it more about the people that you're trying to get to follow you? Is it more about being influencer, or is it more about serving people? Because the more, if we can be all of who we are, we're better serve people than trying to be one part of who we are.
And that's what we talk about all the time. I mean, that's what most of our conversations consist of, is how to serve people well. And so something I learned early on too is, you can give your thought on this too, but what does it look like to be a disciplinary, creative, like who's somebody who's multi-dimensional in that, and as a creative or in that space. So there's about 3 things that I do well, 3 disciplines that I have, 3 practices that I have but if I box, if I only focus on one and I push away the other 2 areas, then I think I've done that enough to realize that if I do that, then I'm just getting stuck and not doing exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you create and you want to feel, you want to people to feel what you create. There's that human side of it. So
absolutely,
you don't really ever want to create and do things just for people.
Yeah.
And I think that's where killing the niche. I had to learn how to figure out how to kill the niche within that, because I'm like, man, am I just creating for people and followers? Am I creating for views, comments, or am I creating because I actually value doing this and I enjoy doing this? And so from that, when the engagement happens, if it's a different response, and a different feeling.
So say you do niche down and you start getting, it's like, okay, there's a lot of traction starting to come. And there's still other parts of you, but you never get to it, because what's going to happen is you're going to keep creating more of what got your attention.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And you'll start limiting yourself.
You start limiting yourself. And I think this is where the burnout starts to happen. Because now, while you want to do more, while you know you can do more, and it's not just because I want to do a lot of things. It's like, man, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not only a singer, but I'm also an author too.
Right.
I'm not just a singer or an author, but I'm a singer, I'm an author, and I'm also a full-time mom, a full-time dad. And while you want to be all of that and display who you are, singing is what got you noticed.
That's right.
So singing is where you start to focus at the most.
Right. Yep.
But over time, you're like, I'm tired of singing for people. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of singing for people because... But that's what we mean by killing the niche mindset. Because you niche down, you start limiting yourself, and when fatigue hits, you're going to get there. It's gonna come where you start saying, "Man, I want to show more of who I am."
Yeah.
And now you've built the audience of people who they only know you for singing. So when you start talking about you're an author and your full-time mom life, don't nobody want to hear it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you become frustrated and you go through these roller coaster emotions, because now we go back to the purpose of why you start creating and doing what you were doing, because you're trying to just please people and, show up for the people, but you don't really show up for yourself when you niche down and just become one thing when you're a multi-talented being, something that the Lord has blessed you to be able to do multiple things.
Let me ask you this. I love what you shared. So let me ask you this. So how do you get to a point, right, where you find where when you find success, let's just say it's 3 areas of success, that you find a success. Not me knowing you, I know that there's 3 different things that you love, that you enjoy. Yeah. And how do you find balance in investing in each one, right? Let's say it's three different areas, and let's just say it's a 30% of my content or what I create goes into this here. Let's say another 30% goes into that second area. That let's say I call it expression, right? So in the first expression, 30% in another expression, and then 30% a third expression, and then the rest is just like I'm gonna make a video about something that has nothing to do with anything, and it's just me. Leaving room to create just for you is a very important thing to do.
Absolutely.
But how do you deposit into those expressions? Because I like to see them as they're expressions, and then we're not even talking about the niche. Because now there's an expression that I'm trying to put out into the world.
Yeah, and so you're showing all of who you are. I think even as you talk about balance, we have to kind of cipher what kind of balance are we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Are we talking about balance for just trying to let people into who we are, or are we talking about balance in regards to like, okay, I'm doing all of these things efficient and effective, or are we talking about, well, I got a little bit of engagement on this one, I got a little bit of engagement on this one, I got a little bit of engagement, you know what I'm saying? So they're different. I feel like there are different types of balances in regards to those, you know, dynamics of who you are. But I guess to answer the question, I think so if you're starting,
that's the key. Starting is the key. Yeah.
If you're starting, I think the balance is communicating, because we're serving people, so we want them to engage with who we are or what we're doing if we're serving them, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you're starting, the best thing to do is to communicate who you are.
That's like that.
If you can communicate who you are, then now when that audience starts to come in, they know that you are the author, the singer, the full-time mom, that et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They know that about you.
Yeah.
So as you now display those three parts, I'm not going to say equally get the same engagement, but there's a balance in engagement, which helps you to understand now you have a diverse audience that's able to receive different parts of who you are. So, but if you come off knowing that you are those three types of people, or that, you know, those three gifts, but you only displaying one, then now that's when you create the imbalance for yourself.
Okay.
Because now you got to only show up as the one thing all the time.
Yeah.
And you're frustrated that you don't get engagement on the other things because you didn't communicate these things about who you are.
That makes sense. So is it possible, and I'm asking you questions, but is it possible is it possible for you to go through that phase where you can actually, like, can you bring more than one expression together? And is that, are we niching down then, or are we bringing our, again, three different areas of expression where, like, I'm gonna use you as a live example. First time I've seen your content, came across your content, I noticed number one is I saw the quality, and number two is I saw the aesthetic. But let me go back and reverse those. But when I first saw you, you were communicating. Yeah. So let me just start there. So you were communicating, and then the other layers came with it, and I said, man, his office space looks like mine. Yeah. Man, what he's talking about is so true. Man, and it was just, but I was still focused on you communicating. Yeah. The other expressions didn't become a distraction. Yeah. And so it's like you merged communication, you merged a message, but you also merged quality, you merged an aesthetic that just drew me to really watch the video and say, how do you make that? How do you record that video? Yeah. But I still didn't lose sight of the message. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
during that time, I had two different identities, if you will. Okay. Meaning I had a platform for one brand, and then I had another platform for like a personal brand. So what we initially encountered each other off of was like the personal brand of who I was. So although I was creating and shooting all of the content, I was mainly focused on, like you said, just communicating. And that was, like prayers and words and things like that. Yeah. So the quality of what I did also spoke to the creativity and the creativeness of you, and you also connected with the message. Right. See what I'm saying? So you can function dualistic in a thing without communicating one part about who you are. You know what I'm saying? So people can connect with you differently, right? And I think that's kind of how we initially connected. Definitely. We had communication, but the one thing that you probably saw in me, I wasn't focused on that like I am now.
Yeah, you weren't focused on it like you are now. Right.
But even though that's another expression
of who you
are, of who I am.
Absolutely.
But nobody knows that. So what I have to do is, while I already have the other brand it's doing well. It's doing what
Very
it does.
well, very well.
Because people know that for what it is, and it's consistent. But at one point, the time that we connected, we had some mutual things that we like or whatever.
Yeah.
But over time, I started the same stuff we're talking about. I started saying, man, I want to show more of my creativity and things like that. So I had to start all the way over to build a whole new audience for the most part, to show like, yeah, I can communicate, I can pray with you, but I'm also this.
So you're talking about pivoting then. So you had to pivot more than one time.
Yes.
Because how long you been creating? You've been creating for a long time. Let me go back to that YouTube channel.
Probably about 8 years, maybe. Probably about eight years.
And I'm sure over those years you have pivoted,
numerous times.
A lot. Yeah, plenty of
times.
times. So I think those pivots were all critical, to you grow when you pivot. Like you doing something that is uncomfortable, but I've seen you pivot, and then you're diving very deep into an expression that I love. You know what I mean? When it comes to like filmmaking. So I definitely think that when it comes to killing a niche, something we should consider is there will be times when you have to pivot.
You have to pivot, absolutely.
And when you pivot, it's okay to pivot with some kind of strategy.
Yeah.
But just don't overthink it. You don't have to overthink that strategy. What feels true to you, and you create from that place. You'll be okay.
Yeah. I think as you were saying that, something came to me with killing the niche mindset. Sometimes you need people to help you come out of niching. Yeah. And you have been that for me.
And likewise.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's been both ways.
Because when we start connecting, although I was like I was saying, communicating, that was still an expression that you seen aesthetically, visually, quality. And that's, you connected with both, but you're like, content's tight. Yeah. But then when I'm looking at yours, I'm like, bro, stuff is dope. Like, this is like it's the GOAT.
That's all you. That's all you.
But sometimes to kill your niche, you need to get around people that can help you do that.
I like that.
And so, like I said, you've done that for me. So once we start communicating, and we'll have a whole nother story on how we met through TikTok.
Sure. That's gonna be
that's gonna be good.
That's gonna be good.
But when we connected and we started just kind of going through our cycles of conversations, it went from TikTok to just on the phone, and I was like, man, bro understands me. Like he understands this part, this aspect of who I am and all these different things, and now I have somebody that I can talk to about this.
That's so good, man.
And when I had somebody to talk to about the creative part of who I was, the visual, aesthetic part, the things that I can do, the things that I could present from a media standpoint, that helped me start to branch out. And my pivot was taking a break. When I took a break, that's when the niche broke. I stopped creating content. I think we
went some time.
Yeah, we went a long time where we stopped. I don't want to say we stopped creating. Yeah. But we just didn't post anything because we went through a phase of just trying to make sure we're communicating who we are, not just limiting ourselves to one thing.
And man, the creative accountability is what I see it as. It's just that's a form of like creative accountability, and it's done a lot of great things for us. And it's also been, what's also good too is that there's a healthy comparison, right? Because comparison is always looked at in a negative light, right? But it's okay to look at someone else, and be inspired. Yeah, and that's really what my excitement of just our relationship has been around, is just like I'm actually inspired. So I'm getting feedback. I'm asking you questions. You're getting feedback. You're asking me questions, but it all feels like there's no comparison. It just all feels like, not, I hate to use the word feel so much, but it just, you know what I mean? It's mutual. It's a mutual. So Yeah,
it's mutual. It's genuine. Like I understand you, you understand me. I can have conversations, and you're like, bro, seems like we going through the same thing at the same time.
Same thing at the same time.
But like you said, that's what helps you become all of who you are.
Sure.
That accountability helps you become all of who you are, so you don't have to focus on just one thing.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's how I've killed the niche mindset in my life.
Yeah. And if you are in the beauty space, fashion, if you're in the film space, if you're in the space of sports and entertainment, I believe it's important that you understand that, hey, there's other people around you that are doing and creating and building around the same topic, but in that, it's okay to connect with them, build those relationships, and through it, and just through a creative accountability, you can find ways to kill the niche, which I think the niche tends to be around just killing the noise that comes with it, that we create, right? We create this noise that, oh, it's got to be perfect, oh, it's got to look like this, sound like this, be like this.
Yes.
But when you're your authentic self, then you've already killed the niche, and you don't have to build on what I believe I have dealt with, where I have gotten stuck and I have struggled to start again, just because I have focused on things have to look like this, be like this, and in reality, that just started from years and years ago of creating. So for me, it's going on 6 years. So going back, when I first started, I was just doing everything based on what someone else said versus finding accountability, getting around people sooner. But this all worked out perfect. and how we connected. So,
absolutely.
And that's how I killed the niche is knowing that I'm not going to compare myself to anyone.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be myself and allow my life and creativity to flow. And if it inspires someone, it inspires someone. And for the most part, it has inspired.
Yeah, absolutely.
And likewise with you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it's cool, like you said, man. It's good to be inspired, but just be yourself through the inspiration that you get.
Let's do it. Yeah. Hey, we're going to continue to move forward with that, man. And I think that's what's going to help. It's going to help a lot of people. So, hey, kill the niche.
Kill the niche.
Kill the noise.
Kill the noise. Hey, Kirby Love and my boy
Irvin Forbes.
Listen, this is the Instant Podcast where we are here to help you change the way you show up instantly.